One, one, two. Is this thing on? I'm gonna keep my face. This is a new little iPhone mic that I got, but I think my mouth needs to be quite close to it in order for it to work. So there's just a real quick thing that I wanted to mention to you guys. Like this, it's an idea, it's a concept that you can carry around with you, because we're continually recreating our reality, and we're continually recreating our perceptions of reality. And when things suck, and it's like this recreation of reality, this is a little bit trippy. This is the kind of stuff that I would see when I took acid when I was a kid, which I haven't taken for 20 years, but it's such an intense experience. I can still access that acid mindset. The experience echoes, like the visuals, the visual hallucinations and the auditory hallucinations you get with acid are quite repetitive. They're quite echoing, and one of the messages that seems to be trying to be conveyed across in acid, to me, there was certain recurrent themes. It was like around evolution, genetics, time, and language, and whoa, the nature of God. What is the nature of God? One of the things was repetition and creation of reality. So if things suck, is there a chance that we're part of the recreation and the repetition of the suck? Are we causing suck to be on repeat somehow, through the way we're thinking, through the way we're talking, through the way we're living? I would suggest yes. Not in some fake law of attraction bullshit way, more in line with, like, I'm interested in simulation theory these days. I'm thinking about it a lot. When I went to sleep last night, you know, your brain releases a ton of DMT right before you go to sleep. I had this little vision, and I went to sleep, and I was on the verge of sleep, and I've done a lot of lucid dreaming throughout my life. I can remember a lot in dreams, and I can move things in dreams and control them in dreams. But as I tipped into sleep, I got this vision, and it said, you don't dream. You don't dream. Your dreams, that's bullshit. That's filler. What happens is you wake up. You wake up from the simulation. Every time that you go to sleep, you wake up from the simulation. And I woke up from the simulation, and they went, oh, he woke up, put him back under, because I wasn't supposed to be me waking up. There's another me that's allowed to wake up from the simulation, but not this one. And then this one was like, hey guys, hey, I'm coming along too. Where are we now? Just this annoying kid brother, just who's like trying to, what do you call it? I'm a stowaway. Hey guys, I'm a stowaway of consciousness. Hey guys, what's this realm? I've not seen this realm before. Nice hat. What are we doing here? And they were like, no. Put him back under. And I went back under. And then it went, give him the dreams. And I was like, what dreams? What are dreams? So like, dreams are filler. Dreams is just filler. Dreams, like, you think you go to sleep and you have these visions and that's you are a human and that. No. That's just, that's like when you get into an elevator and we call them lifts. That's when you get into an elevator and then Brazil plays in the background. Sorry, not Brazil. Brazilian music. Not Brazil's a film by Terry Gilliam in which the theme, the girl from Ipanema plays in the background. Dun, 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 dun. That's your dreams. That was my vision. These are my dreams. It's just the girl from Ipanema playing whilst I'm in the lift, whilst I'm like, okay. So this dumb entity has to wait while the real me that's playing in the simulation, like he wakes up and he goes, oh, wow. And they go, what did you do today? Oh, well, we got him to, go to the gym and we did this and we did that. It's because of Rick and Morty that this happened. There's an episode in the later series where they play life. They go to Rick and Morty go to some interstellar alien convention, and the aliens are playing a game called life, called human life, where you play as this American guy who winds up living a normal life and becomes a salesman in a carpet shop. And then you compete for points. So like Rick saying to Morty, oh no, you ended up in the carpet shop. That's how you retired. Ha ha, you loser. You got less points than me. And that really stuck in my mind. And I was thinking about it a lot. And now I'm like, whoa, maybe there's something to this. And then last night I had this crazy. It was like the waking up was like it wasn't like the Matrix where the pod opens and then you wake up and you've got no eyebrows and there's a groove in your gob and you're like. It was like a body bag opening. It was like this. There was this yellow light just went. And I went, hello. I'm here too. What are we doing? And they're like, no, 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 not you, not you. No, get back down, get him back down. This is the thing on my mind a lot. And so then I started thinking like the simulation theory and like our ideas about reality that we carry. Like, what's the point of the simulation? I've had a lot of in-depth conversations with Pierre about this. And I was like, okay, if we were writing a movie, what was the point of the simulation? And I was like, oh, it should be called, the simulation should be a game. And in Rick and Morty, it was just like, you just see what kind of a life you live. But in my one, it would be called Intention. And the game is to sway you from your intent. There's a meme on going around Instagram, this picture. I think I mentioned it in an earlier YouTube video. And it's like, what are they? Light bearers before manifestation. And there's like these 3 or 4 bold angelic warriors like, I will bring love to this dimension. The other one's like, I will bring peace and empathy to this dimension. The other one's like, I would bring understanding into this dimension. And it's like, after 30 years of life on Earth, one's like a drunk and he's on the floor like, the other one's on drugs, totally messed up and in the streets. It's like, the point of the game is to throw you off your intent. So the game is intention. So everything that comes up that pushes back, you go, I know what you're doing. This is part of the game. This is part of the game. You're trying to hold me back from my root intent. But what was the root intent? That's also part of the game. To figure out what the root intent was. Well, what kind of a person are you? What are you attracted to? Like, what are you bringing into this space? What cultures appeal to you? What artwork appeals to you? What music appeals to you? What mode of thought appeals to you? What are your values? What do you think is important? Maybe these bits and pieces of fluff that we say, oh, that's your personality. Well, you're right-leaning, but you love the artwork of such and such a psychedelic painter. But you know, whatever. What are the bits and pieces of you like? You like pizza, but you wouldn't dream of eating pineapple on your pizza. It's like fluff. I like The Cure, but not the late stuff. We go, well, that's just your personality. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's the you that you bring into the simulation and that you're supposed to play with. You're supposed to manifest that. You're supposed to go, okay, but it's not. These are pointers. They're not fluff. They point to some other intention. So there is a game called Intention that you're supposed to play. So then I was like, okay, I calmed down. And I was like, okay, from a purely Western psychological point of view, what can you take from that without flinching, without being like, whoa, I wouldn't want to say this in front of some people. They think I was crazy. Is the map that you walk around with. Now, you've heard me talk about maps before. You've heard me talk about the map not being the territory. They are in the farm next door. They rescue dogs. And they've got this, she's a girl, and she's super, super nervous. So if she comes through on the mic, I'm going to keep close to the mic. Hopefully she won't. The house is right next to mine, and she can see me. And she's like, I'm pretty sure this is my space that you're in, random person that I've not seen before. So she's a bit barky, so I apologize for that. So you've heard me talk about maps before, but don't switch off. This one is more like, you're walking around, you have a map. Like you do. You already have one. You have your assumptions, you have your experience, you have your prejudices. We all have them. Your prejudice is just prejudice. Prejudice just means prejudgment. They're schema. They're the schemata through which you build the matrix of your perception of reality. That's what you have. You have a map. But what's it telling you? That's my question. Is like, what's it telling you? So I had a conversation years ago now. I was a taxi driver in Birkenhead, and I was getting crazy synchronicities. And I was listening to tapes around synchronicities. And whilst I was listening more and focusing more on synchronicity, I was seeing more and more synchronicities. And I was speaking to somebody about this. Who's like an old school Scouser, used to be a journalist, was a double glazing salesman, and we were talking about this. She goes, "Oh yeah, I believe in that. You know, I believe in that. I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that if what you focus on, you get." And I was like, "Oh, do you? Do you really? Because you seem to be living in a hovel, in a really, really horrible environment. So when you say you believe, like, is it, oh, I believe? Or do you believe in the way that if I want to drink some water, I think if I do this with the tap, I think water's going to come out? That's a different level of belief, right? Some of these beliefs are kind of in the realm of the fetishist split. Like, you know and you do not know at the same time, but you pretend that you don't know in order to survive. Because I was looking at him, and I was young. I was like 27 and feisty and didn't realize when to leave something alone. And I was like, but no, you don't believe in the power of prayer. You don't believe in the power of intent. And he's like, why? I said, because I'm standing here. You're living in this horrible environment that you just told me you hate. There's a stack of bills right there that you just told me are bills that you haven't paid. What's your immediate solution to those bills? What's the first thing that comes into your mind? He's like, well, I've got to get some money together, and I've got to, I'm going to have to do some graft. I'm going to have to do something to get some money for those bills. But if you believed, right, in intent and the power of prayer, your first thought would be prayer. But it isn't. You could not. So you can't lie. You can't lie. Well, you can. And I guess we all do, to a degree. And we all lie to each other. And then we kind of slip back and forth. And that's the perversion, I think. That's the really sad thing. Because the truth is right there. And then we just go, nah. There's a video going viral right now. It's called The Lament of Hermes. I think it's no, the original words are The Lament of Hermes, or they're called The Prophecy of Thoth. This video is called The Prophecy of Thoth, as written by Thoth, unless Graham Hancock is a remanifestation of Thoth, but read by Graham Hancock, and it's really good. It's really, really good. But in the video, he talks about religion, Thoth or Hermes. It's saying there will come a time when men will forget to love nature, will forget to look in awe at the world. There's a star over there that's just set. It's called the sun. You ever think about that? You ever think about that fucking sun? It's pretty important. It's a star. We run our whole lives around a star. We're a star-based civilization. And then he's talking about religion, and he says they'll forget religion. But I think in this context, the religion of Thoth would have been science, astrology, medicine, civilization, language. It would have been respect for nature. It would have been access to awe, to the amazingness of being alive. Would have been the true religion, would have been the real religion, would have been not dogma, not social control, but actually connecting with the truth. That would have been the religion. The real religion would have been stepping outside of the simulation. And the priests would be the dudes who'd be like, do you want to step outside? It's crazy out there. You want to go? Do you want to? They'll be like Joe Rogan going, but did you ever try DMT? They'll be those dudes. He's a reincarnation of an Egyptian priest. I'm telling you. That's why he's obsessed with what he's obsessed with. So that sort of sense of like, no, the reality, it's like living with two realities and creating this cognitive dissonance where we all kind of know that this isn't it, right? Couldn't that be why everybody's all depressed and anxious and miserable? Because we're denying something inside of ourselves. We all know that this isn't it. We all know that this isn't it. You're just born. You're a sack of meat. You're a mistake. You're a mutant. We're all mutants. We're all mutations. White people are the latest version of the mutation. We are the 15,000-year-old mutation. But we're a mutation. All of humanity is just a mutation. It's a mistake. It's an accident. It's not a mistake. It just happened. It's incidental. It's accidental. You're a mutant. I'm a mutant. We're all mutants. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. Because you're a human, you're a fucking mutant. We're all mutations. Great. And we're accidental. Fantastic. And we're on a rock spinning through space that's just flying along at 10,000 miles an hour. Wicked. Going nowhere. Any purpose? No. No. No purpose. No fucking point. Wow. Can't imagine why we'd all be struggling with some fucking mental health issues and a little bit of an existential crisis because we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. Science is great. Hey, if I go and break my arm right now, I'm going to be calling for a surgeon. I'm not going to be asking for somebody who went and studied Native American shamanism to help pull the Wetiko out of my bum hole. I'm going to be like, can you put this bone back in me and can you give me all the drugs you have so I'm not screaming in agony, please? Great, fantastic. But we threw the baby out with the bathwater. Now we have no purpose. With no purpose. What should you do? I don't know. Buy a fucking more expensive brand of clothes. Live in a bigger house. Fuck more. Eat more delicious food. What do you do? You know, I watched this thing. I want to wrap with this. About the fall of Rome. And apparently in the end of Rome, the last days of Rome, people were obsessed with cooking. Because everybody can enjoy food. Not everybody can enjoy sex. Like, if you're not of the right age, or if you're not, there's a certain, like, beyond a certain age, beyond a certain athletic ability, sex actually fades away. It becomes meaningless. But you will enjoy the physical pleasure of food until the day you die. Look at the explosion from 1988 to now, to 1989 to 2019 of cooking shows, of cooking contests. I mean, you watch TV. Well, I don't. I haven't switched my TV. I haven't switched the television on in 6 months now. This one that's in this house here, never been turned on and never will be turned on. I'm going to end my contract in this place 6 months, never having switched that TV on. But I'm watching other people watch TV and they're watching other people eat food. They're watching other people cook food. I'm like, this is the fall of Rome. It's got to be the fall of Rome. And thank God, because this isn't working for us. None of this is working for us. We've lost the connection with the truth. We need more. We all need more. Don't be ashamed of the fact that you want more. Don't be ashamed of the fact that this barbaric, thuggish, new imposition of atheism and postmodernism and all of the shite, the toxic, poisonous, demonic shite that has brought with it is making you feel bad. Because it is poison and it is demonic. It's evil to the extent that it takes you and disconnects you from source. It's pure evil. And we are now fighting the demons of the apocalypse. I'm going to end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. She sounds like she's calmed down. That's a good thing. Maybe all you, because I got a lot of dog lovers here, maybe you all sent like good chi her way. She's chilled out now, so that's good. I don't know if you even know if you could hear her barking, but she was really nervous. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention. If you can, and you live in an area where it's possible, get outside tonight and see if you can see the stars. It's a beautiful world, it really is.